It's easy to get used to seeing some of planet Earth's most beautiful creations. Sprawling forests, majestic waterfalls, and mountains that reach to the heavens. After all, we've all lived here for our lives, and we have plenty of opportunity to see as many pretty pictures of Earth as we want, thanks to the internet. But today, we're going to try to change your attitude towards the world's most magical places. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're shaping up the very best views that planet Earth has to offer. Ready to see something amazing? Then keep watching. Number 10. Machu Picchu. Ever wanted to see an ancient city built on top of a high mountain? Then Machu Picchu is your next destination. Sure, the journey up the mountains can be very difficult, but the views over the crumbling ruins of Machu Picchu, perched on those dense, rolling hills, are well worth the potential altitude sickness. More than 7,000 feet above sea level in the Andes Mountains, this incredible piece of history is Peru's most visited tourist destination. It's a symbol of the Incan Empire and was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1983. In fact, it was even named one of the new 7 Wonders of the World in 2007. So if you ever decide to visit Machu Picchu, you'll be setting foot on a world wonder. Machu Picchu means Old Mountain or Old Peak in the Quechua Indian language. Certainly a fitting name for a place like this. The area is made up of more than 150 buildings, ranging from temples and sanctuaries to houses and baths. There are more than 100 separate flights of stairs at Machu Picchu, and most of them were carved from just one slab of stone. While many of the stones that were used in the city's construction weigh more than 50 pounds, it's believed that not a single wheel was used to bring them up the mountain. Yet the citizens of Machu Picchu brought their building materials up by hand. If you love high places and incredible views, you're going to love Machu Picchu. Just be prepared for some hiking. Number 9. Masai Mara, Kenya. From your seat in a hot air balloon over the Masai Mara at dawn, you'll be able to watch the savannah awaken slowly. Watch out for impalas and zebras racing across the plains, or cheetahs and lions stalking their prey from a viewpoint that is like no other. The Masai Mara Reserve is one of the largest game reserves in Kenya and is largely considered to be the greatest wildlife reserve in Africa. This incredible destination stretches more than 1,500 square kilometers and is contiguous with the plains of the Serengeti. It goes without saying that the Masai Mara is home to a breathtaking display of wildlife, including the Big Five: lions, leopards, African elephants, Cape buffalo, and black rhinoceros. You will also find many other popular species of wildlife here, like giraffes, zebras, wildebeest, cheetahs, hyenas, and more. The Masai Mara gets its name from honoring the Maasai people, who are the ancestral inhabitants of the area. The name is derived from their description of the area when looked at from afar. Mara means spotted in the local language of Ma, due to the many trees dotting the landscape. So, to get a true taste of what Mother Nature is capable of when left to her own devices, be sure to give Masai Mara a visit. Number 8. The Matterhorn, Switzerland. The infamous, rocky, snow-capped mountain known as the Matterhorn is best experienced during the European winter, though it's certainly not for the faint of heart. Switzerland's greatest peak has claimed more than 500 climbers' lives in their attempts to conquer it, and there are now many rigorous safety precautions in place to prevent more casualties. Of all the mountains that make up the Alps, the Matterhorn is probably the most famous. Its name means peak in the meadows in German, and the nearly 15,000-foot-tall mountain straddles the Swiss border. It has long been a bucket list destination for climbers, and even though there are many taller mountains out there, the Matterhorn's fame makes it easily recognizable worldwide. Interestingly, the pyramid-shaped peak at the top of the Matterhorn has 4 distinct sides, each of which align with the 4 cardinal directions: north, east, south, and west. The north side faces Zermatt Valley and overlooks the Gornergrat Ridge, which are both in Switzerland. The south point faces toward Braille Cavinia, an Italian town, And if you were worried that you'd be alone while climbing the Matterhorn, you're in luck. There's a small igloo village at the base of the mountain called Igloo Dorf, and it's found in the town of Zermatt. This village is home to the largest snow igloo in the world, and the resort includes more than half a dozen individual igloos or hotel rooms connected by a series of tunnels. Number 7. Cliffs of Moher, Ireland. If the Matterhorn didn't satisfy your lust for high places, then why not perch yourself on Ireland's gusty rocky cliffs? At the top of the cliffs of Moher, you'll be staring down at 3,218 kilometers of Atlantic Sea. That's pretty much as close as you'll ever get to experiencing what standing on the edge of the earth feels like. There are many Irish folklore stories about the cliffs of Moher, each of which has its own interpretation of the area's origin. One famous story talks about an unusual rock formation at the southernmost point, which closely resembles a woman's head looking out to sea when viewed from the north. This formation is naturally called Hag's Head. Poor girl. Local Irish legend tells how an old hag named Mal fell in love with Cuchulainn, an old Irish hero. The legend says that she chased him all over Ireland, though Mr. Heroic did not return her feelings. In his attempt to flee Mal, he used the cliffs of Moher like stepping stones to hop across the sea. Mal, not so nimble as Cuchulainn, chased after him, but lost her footing and was dashed to pieces against the cliffs. Darn. No matter how many twisted folk tales may surround the cliffs of Moher, there's no denying that it's an incredible destination, one that offers one of the most beautiful views in the world. Number 6. Tiger's Nest, Bhutan. If you're a long-time viewer of the channel, you'll know that we've discussed the Tiger's Nest in Bhutan before. If you want to see this iconic landmark in person, you'll need to make your way to the incredible gardens of Sanctopelri. The Tiger's Nest is said to bring about a stunned silence from all who visit, making the music of its monks more magical. Legend states that Guru Rinpoche arrived in Bhutan by flying on the back of a tigress. He is said to have visited many cliff sides and caves in order to meditate and subdue local demons. These legends tell us that the Guru spent a lot of his time on the mountainside above the PERU Valley, sanctifying the place that would later become one of the holiest monasteries in Bhutan, the Tiger's Nest. Getting to this incredible monument involves a hike of 2 hours, putting the Tiger's Nest well off the beaten track, but the destination is well worth the journey. If you've ever wanted to experience true tranquility, the Tiger's Nest is the place for you. Number 5. The Great Barrier Reef, Australia. Did you love Finding Nemo? Then you're going to love the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. Made up of more than 900 individual islands and 2,900 individual reefs, the crown jewel of Queensland is so vast that it can be seen from outer space. While domestic rocket flights still exist in the realm of science fiction, a helicopter ride from Cairns will get the job done. As one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Great Barrier Reef is home to the largest reef system in the world. If you want an idea of just how massive this place is, then imagine the country of Italy lying just off the coast of Australia. You have now begun to grasp the vastness of this place. In being so massive, the Great Barrier Reef is naturally home to an incredible diversity of species. In fact, attempting to list them all now would make this video about 3 hours long, and we're not in the business of making full-length documentaries. Yet, unfortunately, the reef is struggling to survive climate change. Rising levels of population and an ever-increasing sea temperature leaves the coral more susceptible to bleaching and eventual death. But thankfully there is hope for the reef's return, and the Australian government is taking measures to help protect this natural wonder. If you want to see the Great Barrier Reef in all its glory, you'd better go sooner rather than later. Who knows how long it'll be around for? Number 4. The Skyline of Paris, France. We agonized for quite a while debating about whether New York or Paris had the better skyline, but in the end, the world's most romantic city won thanks to its brilliant landscape, punctuated by that incredible, sparkling lattice tower. There are also plenty of viewing spots in Paris, like the Restaurant Les Ombres on the top of Le Musée de Quai Branly. and there's nothing like a glass of authentic French champagne to heighten the experience. Other than looking at its incredible skyline for hours on end, there's plenty else to do in Paris, like visiting the Louvre Museum. This iconic museum houses the world's most famous painting, Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa. Even though it's an incredible popular painting, most people are shocked by how small it is when they see it in real life. Or if you're interested in something a little more spooky, then you could visit the city beneath Paris, aptly named the Catacombs. The underground labyrinth holds more than 6 million Parisian remains, and you're not allowed to visit without a guide, or you could get lost and never find your way to the surface. Anyway, Paris is, of course, an incredible, beautiful city, and one that everyone should visit once in their lifetime. Number 3. Corcovado, Rio. You'll likely recognize this iconic landmark the moment you see it. The summit of Corcovado is known around the world for its unbelievable views of the colorful Rio de Janeiro, and is also home to the historic Christ the Redeemer statue. Unsurprisingly, the statue was deemed a new world wonder and brings in more than 2 million visitors every year. The statue was built using reinforced concrete and has an outer shell of 6 million soapstone tiles. It's believed that the workers who created these tiles would occasionally write notes on the back, so there are plenty of hidden messages to be found at this landmark. If you are planning to visit Christ the Redeemer, know this. Due to the mountaintop location of the statue, it's prone to lightning strikes, so much so that it's struck by lightning around 5 times a year. Before the FIFA World Cup in 2014, lightning struck and broke one of the statue's thumbs. If you decide to trek into the rainforest hidden behind Corcovado, you'll be in for another treat. The gazebo at the Chinese View platform is a premier spot for getting a glimpse of the incredible Rio sunset. Number 2. TIGNALE, Lake Garda, Italy. A beloved part of the Italian lakes, Lake Garda is known for its picturesque cliffs and dreamy blue water. The lovely town of TIGNALE, located right near the lake, makes for a quiet escape that offers incredible views of Lake Garda. Jagged hills, boundless greenery, and the sparkling water all come together to create a breathtaking delight for sightseers. TIGNALE is Mother Nature at her finest, a striking display of wide expanses of untouched natural beauty and alpine wonder. Lake Garda is the largest lake in Italy and is located in a mountainous area. It borders the famous Dolomites mountain range, which is part of the southern limestone Alps and is known for its odd-shaped peaks. There are a couple of islands in the lake, though the largest of these islands holds something interesting. In the year 1220, St. Francis of Assisi founded a monastery on the largest island in the lake, and while not much remains of the original structure, it's still a sight to behold. You can get there by boat via the nearby town, taking a gentle trip that will give you a full view of the lake. Number 1. Victoria Peak, Hong Kong. There's no doubt that Victoria Peak is Hong Kong's most celebrated attraction. With views like these, it's hard to disagree. The highest point in the island is linked to the city via the iconic Peak Tramway, delighting visitors with unbelievable views of the sparkling metropolis below. This tramway also happens to be the steepest funicular railway in the world. If you want to get away from the concrete jungle and truly enjoy the peak, there are plenty of trails to discover. The morning trail is an alternative to the tram and makes for a lovely hike up the peak, offering brilliant views of the city below. Not looking to do much physical work? No problem. Take the Circle Walk, which, as the name suggests, circles the city centre. It winds through banyan trees and past a surprising number of waterfalls, offering some epic views along the way. There's a lot to see at Victoria Peak, so if you're ever visiting Hong Kong, be sure to put the peak on your itinerary. That's all, folks. You've made it to the end of the video. If you like this video, do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button down below. Consider subscribing to the channel so you stay updated with all our posts. And if you never want to miss another upload, hit the bell icon down below to get notified when we put out another video. Until next time, bye-bye.